Have you ever wondered what really goes on behind those big bay doors at a top-notch auto shop? I mean, it's about way more than just fixing what's broken. See, behind every single trustworthy repair, there's this hidden system, a really deliberate process. So let's dive in and pull back the curtain on the 5 core principles that make all the difference. Okay, so let's get right to it. What's the actual difference between a good repair and a truly great one? Now, you might be thinking, well, it's got to be the fancy tools or maybe the mechanic with 30 years of experience. And yeah, those things totally matter. But the real secret, it goes a lot deeper. It's all about having a defined, repeatable process that nails the quality every single time. And that whole process, it starts right here. It's our first principle, and it's called the quality mindset. This has nothing to do with tools or parts, not yet anyway. It's all about what's going on in the technician's head, the foundation they lay before a single tool even comes out of the box. So, what's at the very heart of this mindset? Well, it's the first big commitment, taking personal responsibility. A technician with this mindset doesn't just, do a job and then pass it off for someone else to worry about. Nope, they own it. They own the quality of their work from the moment they start to the moment it's finished. It's a huge shift from just saying, I fixed it, to saying, I am responsible for it. Okay, the second part of this mindset is a really simple but, wow, powerful idea. Get it right the first time. Think about it. Real quality isn't about being good at fixing your own mistakes. It's about having a process so tight that you avoid making them in the first place. It's all about consistency, eliminating that need for do-overs, so the result is just perfect every time. And finally, what's the whole point? The third part of this quality mindset is the one that drives everything else, satisfying the customer. Every single thing a technician does, every check, every decision, it's all done with the person who's going to be driving that car in mind. That's the real goal, the true north. It's the ultimate test of whether quality was really delivered. And that quote just nails it, right? It perfectly explains why this mindset is so critical. Here's the big takeaway. Quality isn't some final inspection that happens at the end. No way. It's woven into the very fabric of the job, from the second the car rolls in to the moment the keys are handed back. Okay, so the technician has the right mindset locked in. Now what? Where do they turn? Well, they turn to our second principle, which we can call the quality blueprint. This is the workshop's official system. Think of it like the absolute, non-negotiable rules of the road that guide every single thing they do. And let's be clear, a real quality system isn't just some vague idea. Oh no, it's a concrete set of documents, and the level of detail is just incredible. We're talking precise work instructions, product specs straight from the manufacturer, performance indicators to measure success, even schedules for maintaining the shop's equipment. It's literally the playbook for how to do things right. And that brings us to a massively important point, and this quote just says it all. Without that blueprint, without those official specs to refer to, a quality check isn't really a quality check at all. It's just one person's opinion. And as we all know, opinions can be dead wrong. So let's really break that down. An opinion, that's subjective. It's inconsistent. What one technician thinks is good enough, another might totally disagree with. But a real quality finding, that's based on the blueprint. It's objective, it's repeatable, and, this is huge, it's defensible. It's basically the difference between just guessing and having cold, hard evidence. All right, so we've got the mindset and we've got the blueprint. Now it's time to actually get to work, right? This moves us into the active part of the repair and brings us to our next couple of principles, which are all about the structured inspection, where doing the work and checking the work happen together. You see, a professional inspection isn't just a random look over. It follows a very clear 4-step process. Step 1, you identify the exact quality specs you're working towards. Step 2, and this is so important, you rank those specs by how critical they are, because not everything is equally important. Only then, in Step 3, do you measure your work against those standards. And finally, Step 4, you document everything. That's what makes the whole thing solid and defensible. But here's where some real professional judgment comes into play. The key is that you have to match how intense the inspection is to how risky the job is. I mean, a routine oil change is one thing, but a major repair on a safety system, we're talking brakes, airbags, you better believe that gets the highest, most intense level of scrutiny possible. You just have to. And why is this so critical? Why match the inspection to the risk? Because the stakes are just incredibly high. Getting this wrong isn't just bad for business, it's literally gambling with someone's safety. It can lead to huge liability problems for the shop, terrifying safety risks for the driver, and, of course, a ton of expensive warranty work later on. So the car's fixed, the customer drives off with a smile. Job done, right? Well, not in the best workshops. They know the process is never really over. And that brings us to our fifth and final principle, the improvement loop. It's all about always getting better. The thing about great workshops is they're never just static. They are constantly evolving. They create a culture where their techs feel empowered to speak up about problems. They're always on the hunt for things that waste time or don't add value. They invest in their people with training. They set really clear goals. And, this is the big one, they make changes based on actual evidence, not just a gut feeling. And they do that by listening to the people on the floor. I think this final quote really sums up the entire philosophy here. Maintaining quality isn't something you achieve once and then you're done. It's not a destination. It's a living, breathing process that demands constant attention and, just as importantly, a real willingness to change and get better. And there you have it. That's the whole system. The 5 principles that build a process you can actually trust. It all starts in the technician's head with the right mindset. Then it's guided by a detailed blueprint. It's put into action with a structured inspection that's always scaled to the risk. And the whole thing just keeps getting better and better through a loop of continuous improvement. Ultimately, this is what builds that deep, lasting trust between a customer and their repair shop. It's not magic, it's a system. And that kind of leaves us with one final question to think about. If this deliberate, repeatable system for quality works so well for something as complicated as a modern car, where else could we use a system just like it?